Right now, CBI investigating one of their own. They're looking at inconsistencies with a longtime forensic scientist, Yvonne "Missy" Woods.
Our 9 News legal analyst, Brittany Traylor, is joining us to talk and continue the conversation about this. There's so much we don't know in this case, to be fair. Yeah. They're just saying there's something wrong with all the cases she did, but she worked there for so many years.
Right.
And they're letting defense attorneys and others know about this. What does this mean? I mean, if you're a defense attorney and there's a conviction there, you're immediately starting to look things up? Or?
Yes, for sure. You're going to look things up. And right now they're notifying people saying, hey, there were these anomalies. But as you said, we don't know what it means. So this could be something as serious as actual malfeasance and intentional criminal activity to intentionally find someone guilty or maybe even exonerate somebody. Or it could be something as all the way down to not following, procedural standards or standards in the industry and following below that, which could also be criminally negligent. So we don't know what it is, but since she's been terminated and they're working with the Colorado Bureau of Investigation and the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, and there's allegedly a criminal investigation going on, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together what they're trying to come up with.
Yeah, we don't know how many cases this involves at this point.
Right.
But we do know that everyone who was touched by her in any of these cases is now going to ask questions.
Yeah.
DNA's become one of those items in a prosecution now that can be an on-off yes-no for jurors. It carries a ton of weight. This could affect so many cases. It's hard to fathom the impact this might have.
Yeah, it is hard to fathom because you're looking at a 30-year career, and DNA, since over the last, I don't know how many years, 20 years, 10 years, whatever it is almost used in every case.
But they're also not using DNA for jaywalking. I mean, DNA is being used in severe felony cases.
In very serious
cases.
But
it's used in some heavy cases.
Right, and I suspect in this situation it's going to impact most sexual assault cases and murders. And so you're going back 30 years, so this could be really extensive. And then, of course, if there's the, does this create reasonable doubt? If maybe she wasn't working on a particular case where they found an anomaly, but she still worked on your case, is that enough to get at least another trial? So this is going to be super expensive too, because they're going to have to do so much.
That's what I was thinking. You think of the appeals and how it works. Like sometimes you get an appeal just because of mishandling of evidence.
Right. And it should be that way. I mean, we should be careful when we're in the criminal realm, when you're actually taking people's life and liberty. You want to be sure that you have, to the extent you can, you've proven that these crimes were committed.
We have to change gears to talk a little bit about the funeral home case from Penrose. I was most surprised to find out that the penalties that these people may face really may not involve jail time. I was surprised. It seems like there might be a big hole there in our legal system.
Yeah, in our legal system and in our lawmaking system. And so I have done 2 or 3 or 4 reports over the last year and a half over different funeral homes, including this one. And the situations are outrageous and horrible. Of course, dealing at a time when people are in their lowest of times. So this isn't a situation where I would be shocked if our state legislature didn't actually put some laws on the books, because we have some of the laxest laws as it relates to funeral homes in the country.
The most severe trouble they face is probably for fraud at this point.
Yes, they've been charged, or they're looking at, I think, abuse of a corpse, which is doesn't have any real teeth behind it, theft, money laundering, and forgery. So some of these white collar crimes, which a lot of times are tangential to the actual crime, but that's all they can get them on, like tax evasion and things like that. So, but there'll be also civil suits.
Too late for these so many families, but let's hope laws change.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, this is a wake-up call.
It's good to talk with you about some important issues today. Thanks for joining us.
Sure thing.